I'm from Lorraine, which is a region in the northeast of France, south of Belgium and west of Germany. I just finished studying at university, and I told my parents that now was time to start following my passion, and so they said, yeah, just go and make it happen. I ran Cricket Head, and because I had spent 1 or 2 summers in a yard just helping out during my school holidays, and yeah, she told me the door is wide open. After my time with cricket, I went to America to work for Richard Mandela for 18 months. I always wanted to work in the UK. I used to help the consignment of the wartimers at Tattersalls, and I was always fascinated by British racing, being, in my mind, the best racing nation in the world. So when my time was nearly over in America, I've sent a few CVs in the UK, and I have to admit John Dunlop was the first one to reply to me. After John Dunlop's retirement, I wasn't quite ready to start. I had to bide my time for a year to do all the exams and what have you. And I started the hard way because I didn't really have any money or owners or horses or anything. So myself and my partner Kim decided to start the hard way with the last 4 horses, the last 4 homebreds of my parents, and hope for the best. And thankfully, amongst them 4, we had Sloan of Rat, who subsequently became our first winner.
Sloan of Rat by a nose, make that a neck, and Sloan of Rat is doing its best work when required to win.
If a car isn't ready, it won't perform. If a human is not ready, it won't perform. If a horse is not ready, it won't perform. So to me, it's just common sense to respect each horse and try and get to the best out of them. I don't think you can do that if you rush things, and I certainly wouldn't like to be rushed in my job to do things. So I don't expect that for my horses, really. This place is unbelievable. It was built by Guy Harwood in the late 60s, 70s. Even these days, I don't think there's many things I could make better if I wanted. I think Britain is still number 1 worldwide, and so by traveling you will find opportunities, easier races than you would here, and I would say once again it's common sense to try and place the horses in the best possible races for them to win. But to win as a trainer, I think it would be the Arc de Triomphe. I think that's to me it's the grail, really. Yeah, it would be the dream of a lifetime, yeah. He was special from day one. From the first day he stepped into the yard, he was different. I don't know, it's hard to describe, but he never digs deep. Everything's easy to him. And that's why sometimes I think he needs to be reminded that he has to work, because he does find life extremely easy. I compare him to a schoolboy, that never really opens his book and learns all his lessons by just listening to the teacher. Quite often they stumble at the exams because they're not used to work hard, and that's kind of the same feeling I have from this horse, Because as I've said, he does everything very easily, but to me, it's more a question of concentration than anything else. And that's why I've decided to run him with a sheepskin noseband in the jockey club to try and get him to focus a bit more on his work, which we did try the other day at Goodwood, and he worked beautifully. We've always felt that she was very good. Did she surprise me? I've got to say yes, she did, to show that sort of acceleration on good ground, because it was her first time on good ground. We've always felt the world of her, but she did something very special that day.
Off Porta Fortuna, El Malca's running on strongly as they head up toward the line. Ramatuel just in front, El Malca diving, El Malca!
I think she should stay well. She has a lot of speed, as we could all see in the Guineas. But being by Soldier Hollow, she should stay well. She's relaxing well in her races, so I can't see why the step up would be a problem. She's a sensible filly most of the time. So yeah, 1 mile 2 and then probably 1 mile 4 at the end of the year. All going according to plan, Ocean Murphy will be riding. But the ultimate target is the Arc, yeah. I thought she ran extremely well. The conditions were probably a bit too slow for her. She's probably a better filly on better ground. So I was delighted by the performance, considering that she was carrying that £3 penalty for having won a Group 3 at the end of last year.
Caius Chorister, the racers one up towards the line. Caius Chorister far side, Sweet William near side. It's going to be very close, Sweet William.
Yeah, it's been the plan from day one this season. And that's why she ran in both trials in the UK over 2 miles. She looks like she stays well. If the conditions are good or fast, I think she will have a good chance to run a big race. What's happening to us, I think it's what everybody dreams about. And I know where I come from, and I don't deny that, you know. I think it's important to remain grounded, because we don't know what could happen the next day. But yeah, I mean, to just give you a famous quote, you know, the right size of a man is when you have your feet on the ground and your head in the stars, and that's exactly what we're living at the moment.